Okay. Hello, greetings and welcome. All right, next question. How do we train people in Tai Chi and internal arts that are handicapped, have injuries, and they're not able to do fajin training and rebounding force training to get an authentic power development? Well, remember when we look at the initiation approach to Tai Chi and internal arts, 1/3 of your training is training the mental body, 1/3 of your training is training the astral body, and 1/3 of your training is training the physical fascia life force connections. Now, as you do this 1/3 rule, you'll find the mental body is plucking the balance. So when you touch the fascia web and you touch just enough pressure to find the person's base through the fascia, and then you pluck and lift, you feel the balance lifting. Now, if you ask a person to resist you, to not let you, let's say they lift their arm up and you stop them from lifting their arms up, and then you pluck the fascia and pluck the balance, what you'll find is that person's balance will become more accessible if you pluck their tension and you lead their attention in the direction of their lift. So they're lifting their arms, you stop them from lifting arms, and you pull. And that stretch from the ground through their body and the leading of that energy that's their mental matrix. And that's their astral matrix stretching. And that's their balance. And do it a few times so your partner just lets you pull the balance out so you get the frequency. Once you have the frequency, now you're in a position of power where you can just touch the mental body balance and pull it out. Once you understand what the mental body is, then the student is in a place where they can vital breathe into mental space and do all their exercises from a wheelchair. Their rebounding force exercises are not going to have the same quality of elasticity that person who's doing the fascia training will. But what it will have is that aikido quality that touches the point of balance in a person and plucks the balance. So when you touch someone's balance and you radiate into it and you magnetize their balance and pull, you can lead it out. Normally you lead it in the direction of its own intention, overextend. So a person with an injury can use the softest bridge and no touch bridge once they understand the principle to vital breathe into people's balance and manipulate the balance and move it around. This type of training is easy for sensitive people to pick up. If people are identifying too much with body and not enough with balance, it'll take a little while before they start to click. Oh, I've got to just stick to the balance, not the body. And then radiate their energy through that, and now they can train fajin. But in reality, it's more like you're training fashen. Now, the downside of this is you need a much higher level of that skill to affect the full bell curve of people. If you want to influence 100% of people, you need a higher capacity of that skill set. Where, let's say, if you're doing 1/3 of your training is fascia web training, sticking to tension and rebounding tension. 1/3 is astral training, working with the astral substances. And the other 1/3 is balance. You'll more quickly be able to influence a larger percentage of the population. So by training fascia, there's more volume of vital energy that's accessible to put into the mental body. So this is where they'll have to train skill of drawing vital energy from the environment, not from their own body. Because their body, simply if they're in a wheelchair, won't be able to produce the same amount of volume. Okay, so for working with people who have injuries and so forth, this is the route. Now, let's say you're in a situation where you're exhausted and I can't train, I'm just too tired. Now, in that situation, you're going to do the mental training exercises from Franz Barton's book, but you'll contextualize those mental exercises around your goals. So you'll sit down on the park bench having your break, and you'll visualize yourself standing there on the grass in front of you doing the form from one end to the other. No physical exertion, but your mind and your mental capacity will go up. Your sensitivity to space will go up. Your sensitivity to your own visual capacity will go up. Your visual capacity itself will increase. A whole range of metrics will improve, and the next time you do the form, it will be better for having done so. Okay, so as you enter into this path of training without the need of a physical form, you'll find that your mental and astral training can be done without physical body mechanics, but it requires a certain amount of sensitivity to be able to do that. So you want to develop that sensitivity as early in the piece as possible. Okay, so if you have any questions about working with people in wheelchairs and injuries and so forth, just let me know. I can expand on that. But I think it gives the general gist of what direction would take with that. All right, thanks for your time. See you in the next video.